I would spend hours Googling on how to get help, where I could go, and I just couldn't find anything. They'd start, talking about insurance. I'm like, well, I don't have that. So what am I gonna do?
I have the pad thai, no spice.
So I have 2 jobs.
It's $27.13.
I'm a waitress at one job,
Good, I'm glad.
and I'm a machine operator at another.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very proud of myself for being able to be a waitress because I'm dealing with the public.
Okay. Thank you. All right, thank you.
I kind of can prove to myself that I can interact with people in ways that I couldn't before.
Exactly.
Kristen Lipsky, like many 30-somethings, is working and planning to return to school to finish her degree.
So I'll be right back.
But unlike most of her peers, she is also working to overcome a history of mental illness.
When I was 14, I did get admitted to a mental health hospital, and I was diagnosed with depression. And I think that there's a stigma with mental health that I didn't want to admit that I was depressed. What it was, why I was drinking and smoking weed, I don't know.
And a year later, things only got worse.
It was in the drug rehab that the counselor sexually assaulted me. And I just remember taking scalding hot showers, hating myself. Finally, I don't know why I got the courage, but I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I reported it to staff.
And he was prosecuted?
He was prosecuted. After that happened, I would say I went on a downward spiral. I started using drugs I'd never used before, but I fell right back down into the hole.
And she stayed in that hole for years in a cycle of mental illness and self-medication.
And when I came across meth, and it made the pain stop, people would always ask me, why do you do this? And I said, because it makes my heart stop hurting.
And that only sent her deeper into isolation and paranoia.
I would be on a bus. You ring a bell to let the driver know that's your next exit. And when I ring the bell, I look around to see if anyone's gonna be following me. And I would see a guy get up and I feel like he would be following me. So I would get scared, I'd start having a panic attack. I would think that he's after me, and then I would not get off. I stay on the bus for the full route again until I hit that stop again to make sure that he's not following me.
Dispatch, we're making announcements.
It was a day she was coming down from a high.
Sheriff's office!
A day she threatened her mother with a knife.
You're in the house, make yourself known!
A day that deputies were called.
Show me your hands. Come out here. Kristen, come out here.
It is clear that both Kristen, whose paranoia was peaking, and the deputies, armed with a taser and a gun, were unsure what was going to happen.
I thought that they were gonna rape me, and I didn't believe that they were real police.
Nothing will happen if you walk to the red dot.
I think I kept asking them, are you police, are you the military?
Are you a military?
I'm Weld County Sheriff's Office.
The deputies had no idea whether Kristen was armed.
Get your hand out of your pocket. Turn around.
They just knew she was incoherent and saw the shotgun over the fireplace, and Kristen was moving closer to it.
You're gonna rape me, aren't you?
No, ma'am. Nope.
Finally, they tased her.
Got the knife! Got the knife!
She stabbed one officer with a knife she had in her pocket, but they finally subdued her without serious injury.
You got any other weapons on you, Kristen?
No.
Walk on out here with me, okay?
Even when they detained me, I was waiting for them to pull my pants off. And I was screaming, no, 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 because I was waiting for it to happen.
I just have a knife.
Yeah, that you used on me.
Because everybody rapes
Where's
me.
your mom?
I'm lucky that I was not shot and killed by the police.
And you understand that?
Oh yeah, I had an angel looking out for me.
Are you guys gonna save me?
We're gonna do all we can for you, okay?
Once in custody, Kristen was taken to jail and was given mental health treatment and medication to stabilize her. She then spent 3 months in jail before she was allowed to bond out and begin daily treatment prior to trial. She pled guilty to a felony in the incident and was sentenced to 8 years in custody in a halfway house. Now she's getting the mental health treatment she needs.
So I've been going to therapy for 2 years, getting state funding for it. I don't have to worry about the financials. I can worry about getting my head on straight and working and functioning as a normal person in society.
Like many who are aware of their mental illness, Kristen says before her arrest, she knew she needed inpatient help, but she had no money or private insurance. So she signed up for state-funded Medicaid benefits, but she says she could find no one who would take it.
Because it was months before the incident that I was searching for the help. And I feel like if I could have gotten that help then, would I have put everybody through the pain that I put them through? Or, I cost the courts money, I cost the jails money, I cost the community a lot of money by being arrested.
And in fact, you're getting the care you need now, and it's paid for by the state anyway.
That's correct. That's one thing that the director at the Halfway House has said is, we have state funding for you. If you feel you're struggling in any way, let us know so we can get you the help that you need. But the only way that you can have someone telling you this is if you're convicted of a crime and serving a sentence in the Halfway House.
While Kristen Lipsky is proud of her progress, she still thinks about the day she almost died.
Have you ever talked to the officers again?
I wrote him a letter at my sentencing. I was able to read it to him. I thanked him for saving my life that day, that it took something like that happening to get the help I needed. And I also thanked him for not shooting me. I have a family member who's in law enforcement, so I know how scary it is for that person to go out on the field every day wondering if they're going to come home alive. I feel a lot of shame and guilt for putting him and his family through it, what I did. It's really sad.
Even so, she's trying to look forward and not look back.
I was functioning at some point in my life, and I started school, and I dropped out. And now I'm at the point where I want to restart school. I want to graduate with my degree. I can give back to my community, and I want to be able to give back, especially with how I feel I've taken in a way.
All right, thank you.
I want to give back.